Quick, graph y equals 2 minus the cube root of the quantity x plus 1 by hand 2 different ways. This is part of the family of functions series. You will need graph paper, or you can download this PDF and print it. Press pause as needed anytime during the video. It might be a good idea to rewrite the equation in a more helpful equivalent form. So we're going to rewrite this as the opposite of the cube root of the quantity x plus 1 plus 2, so we can see the parameters more easily. So we need to decide what the parent function is and its shape, and it is the cube root of x function. The shape is this kind of sideways cubic graph. Keep that in mind as we're doing the graph. Identify the parameters. Those are the values in the expression that affect the graph. In this case, there are 3 different parameters. And we're going to look at this new equivalent form to be able to decide that. How do they affect the graph? The opposite sign takes the opposite of each y value. The plus 1 is inside the cube root function and shifts all points to the left 1 unit. The plus 2 is outside and it shifts all points up 2 units. So what should we consider first with all those? We suggest plotting the point of inflection first. Normally the point of inflection is right here at the origin on the cube root parent function. And that's where the curve changes from concave up, a smile, to concave down, a frown. That's called a point of inflection. So normally at the origin, but for our cases, it's going to be shifted to the left 1, negative 1. Take the opposite of 0 doesn't help, but shifting up 2 does. So at negative 1 comma 2 is where our point of inflection will be, and we're going to plot all our points relative to that point of inflection. So we'll do the cube root dance. But remember, we do have to take the opposite of the y values. So instead of right 1, up 1, which is the normal cube root dance, we're going to go right 1, down 1 because of that taking the opposite. Instead of right 8, up 2, it's going to be right 8, down 2, again taking the opposite of the y values. Instead of left 1, down 1, it'll be left 1, up 1, taking the opposite again of the down. And instead of left 8, down 2, left 8, up 2. Connect the points to look like a cube root curve. Point of inflection at negative 1, comma 2. And compare it to the parent function, and you can see it's been flipped and moved because of the negative and the plus 1 and plus 2. Second way, using a table. These are our 5 values in the normal parent cube root function. The plus 1 is inside the cube root function, so it shifts all points to the left. And to do that means we have to subtract 1 from each x value to do that. So 8 minus 1 would be 7. And then I'll let you go ahead and finish the rest of these x values right here. Press pause and resume when you're ready. So 1 minus 1 is 0, negative 1, negative 2, and negative 9. Pause if you need to catch up there. Now we're going to look at the opposite, which affects the y values, taking the opposite of each of them. And the plus 2 shifts y values up 2, so we have to add 2 to each y value. According to the order of operations, we do the opposite first, and then we add 2. So with the 2, we take the opposite as negative 2, add positive 2, and we get 0. That calculation is shown right here. I'd like you to go ahead and finish these 4 values, find those 4 points, plot all of them, and connect them into the graph. Press pause to do so, resume when you're ready. So 7, 0 is plotted. The opposite of 1 is negative 1, plus 2 is positive 1. So 0, 1, also a y-intercept. Opposite of 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2, so negative 1 comma 2. Opposite of negative 1 is 1, plus 2 is 3, so negative 2 comma 3. And the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2, plus 4 is, positive 2 is 4, negative 9, 4. Connect the points to look like a cube root graph and compare to the parent function. Now you try one. Graph y equals 3 plus 1/2 times the cube root of the quantity of x minus 2. Use either of the two methods or both for the practice. Press pause to do this and then resume when you're finished to check your answer. And here is your answer in green and also the table so you can check your ordered pairs.